Welcome to Facehammer. It's me, Russ the Faceville, and I've got another old world video for you today. I am unboxing the Bretonian army box. So big I can't even get it in the shot with my face. So this video, I'm going to unbox this. I'm going to show you what's in it. I'm going to give you my thoughts. So without further ado, let's get ready for some more hammer to your face. Let's get into it. So I'm going to be unboxing the Bretonian army set for Old World. Thank you GW for sending me this sample. I really appreciate it. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go through. Ooh, that's heavy. Go through. Shouldn't we do this? Books crushing things. Go through what's in the box. Talk about it. Give you my impressions. I'm not going to be doing any deep dive on the rules or anything in this. I might mention a few things, but I'm not really going to get into it. There'll be another video on that. So because of the sheer amount of stuff to cover, on pre-order day, there'll be the unboxings, my product reviews of things like the Ravening Hordes book, the Fighting Fantasy book. But again, they're going to be overviews, first impressions, flick-throughs, top-down camera like this. I'm also going to do a video which is going to be the sort of the biggest changes you need to know if you've played old versions of Warhammer and Old World, and what makes Old World, I think, the best version of fantasy that's been released so far. Discounting Night Vave, I've never played it, but obviously it wasn't a GW release, it was a fan base thing. So anyway, I'm going to get into the box, so I'm going to cut this open carefully. I do normally use my mold line remover tool for this, just because it doesn't cut things. It's because it's blunt. So now that's sealed, broken. There we go. So what have we got in here? Let's have a look. So they're whippy sticks. I did the Tomb King one. These were fond memories of being hit with these. Not really, but of these being used as weapons at GW when I was a kid, but not really. Disclaimer. Different times back then. And your templates. So in the orange, I used to have so many of these in like the grey plastic. Yeah, so they're the same ones that have been in several kits recently. But yeah, your templates still the same. Then we got the models themselves. Now I've never done Bretts before. I did spend a bit of time with the men at arms because I converted all my skeleton warriors out of these. So one thing I would say, because you've got, if you've got the Tomb King one as well, you'll get lots of spare skeleton heads because they got the Tomb King heads. You could convert these into skellies, because what I did is I put the skeleton arms coming out the sleeves and then skeleton heads on, or cut the hat off and put that on the skull and stuff, so you can make cool undead, and you can like cut, oh, this is like foam, you can like cut the shields with a hobby knife or Dremel for battle damage, and you can get some cool looking skeleton men at arms if you wanted to. Anyway, that's the side point. What about Bretts? So in here we've got lots of these peasants. If you've never seen these sprues before, they've got these little cool little details, like, you know, the bird in a bag and, you know, the bird in a sling. I don't know why. And there's snails and frogs will make an appearance. So these are your men at arms. Let me get a lot of these. Oh no, flying base. We don't like those. Archers with defensive stake. Archers with defensive stakes. This was the what I was saying about in the other video, like the simplicity. It's a body with a head. Absolutely great. I mean, you can build the units so fast, and actually painting them, especially with contrast, because it's like they don't have tons of noise going on. There are loads of little extra bits. You can stick them on if you want, but they're optional. So painting these models is just joyous. There's no fussy angles or capes like encircling. There's no sub-assembly. It's just honest stick it together, give it a dry brush and slap some paint on it, and it's done. So I really think, although it looks daunting, I think getting an army together is going to be so fast because the way the models are designed, because they're simple. They're so much simple. And if you want to put extra work in, they look great. But if you don't, they still look good. I mean, and then the more men-at-arms, more bowmen, lots of bowmen. We like bowmen. These are the peg knights. So these are the same, you know, the bit simpler. Look, simplicity. The horse is what, 2 parts and a head and 2 wings, 5 part. I mean, some of the modern stuff, I mean, like, it's just so overcomplicated. And yeah, you probably get, and there's your wings, there's some horse heads in there for your, which I guess are the knights, the normal horses for the knights of the realm. Then we've got, this is a new chap. Yeah, so this is the rider, I think, for this guy. Yeah, so this is the mount. And this is the rider. Oh, maybe that's why then. Because I did wonder, I thought maybe they were the same kit as the box with the battle standard. But this is the Pegasus, which looks exactly the same. But then you've got this sprue. It obviously is the noble. It doesn't have the battle standard in it. So you're going to need to get an extra set or convert if you want. But you probably want to go on Pegasus and a battle standard. Although I think you probably want your models in the lances, but I don't know. Pegasus Knight, more the command sprue. So this has got the monk dude. He actually does something in the game now. He's actually the monk character as actually in addition to the musician standard. So he does actually have a function. A dog, why not? You've got your frog sticks, which is hilarious. And you know, the snail, again, hilarious, because basically they're based on French medieval type stuff, so Norman. So it's kind of a bit of a poke at the French, I think, but they wouldn't say that in the fleur-de-lis, obviously. So yeah, so more command. Let me get into the knight sprue. Now that's the only criticism I have of this box. Not enough knights. But again, I mean, to build this unit, it's gonna take like no time at all compared to AOS models. If you've ever built things like the Bliss Barb Archers, you would have heard us bemoan them so many times. But you see, just fantastic. So then you've got the horses, 2-part with a head. You know, and the detail is not really that complex. They're all flat panels. You know, contrast is going to make painting these a dream, really. And the flying bases. I don't use flying bases. I'll probably, if I mount mine, they'll be on a rod, a brass rod, which you can buy on eBay. So much better. Oh, now this is interesting. Well, for me anyway. So I talked about this on the Tomb King video. I'm not going to get too much into negativity of it. Where's my artillery dice? Should have an artillery dice. That's all I'm going to say. But a pack of dice. Bases. So we've got some new sizes in here. It's exciting. So this is the new bigger cavalry base. Now the Tomb King cavalry are on the same old base, but you see this is a chunky one. This is a bit wider. So what this means is when you put your cavalry, my Chaos Knights, so they're going to love this, side by side, they're actually going to rank up. So the basing is a lot bigger. I think this is 30 mil now rather than 25. I think they're still the same depth. And then your Pegasus Knights are on these weird bases, which I guess is what, 50 by 75? Maybe it's less than that, it's 40, I think. 40 by 60. This is 40 by 60, I think. So yeah, some new sizes of base. That's the defensive state of the old regiment bases. Yeah, so interesting. So all new sizes, and then we've got all the all the bases from for the infantry, 25mm. And we get onto the rule book. Ooh. I'm not going to unwrap this. This is I've done another video on the book and in the Tomb King one. It's a reference sheet and the rule book. It's a hefty book. I'm gonna need it. It's really useful. Now this is cool as well. So if it's, let me get this out of the way. If this is like the Tomb King one, so I believe it will be, we've got all the assembly instructions, again, just simplistic, easy. Yeah, the model ones might be a little bit worse than what you used to, but not too much. I don't think that's really as bad as, because you still got to take model ones off the modern kits, so I don't think this is anywhere near as bad. Archer, I love the Archer models, I really like them. Men at Arms as well, so I'm glad you get a lot of them, because, and actually in the new army list you need to have them, because before you could run all night armies. You can do that if you take the Errantry Crusade Infamy army from the journal, which again I'll do a video on that. So you've got the Bretonian Lord on Royal Pegasus, so either take a Baron or a Duke. So this is the rider, that was that little sprue. There's obviously another sprue with the battle standard on it. And you know, you've got the assembly. So this is a modern plastic kit for Warhammer Fantasy Battle, which is the first one that's been done for an awful long time. Pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. Little sneak base, obviously. So yeah, so you've got your Duke, or the Baron. And so that's all the assembly instructions. You can see, like, you know, you think about what's in the box and it's like a couple pages. It's great. And then you've got your army list. So the army list is 1249, so it's 1 point less than the Tomb King one. But what's good is if you've got the Tomb King box and this box, you've both got your rule books, you've both got an army, you've both got your army list, you can get your models together, throw down on the table, you've got your reference cards, you'll get learning to play the game. So actually I quite like the way they've done this, rather than a set where you get two forces in it, which you probably only want half of it, and then you're trading with someone else and you're duplicating stuff you not want two of. This is a much better way of doing it, where you just buy an army with the rules and you're like, well, that's the army I want to play, so I'll do that. Yeah, I wish the Legion Imperialis box was similar. You had all Space Marines in it, or all Guard in it, and then you bought one or the other, and then, because I think that's cool. I mean, it's not too bad having the two forces, but I think it's quite cool to have a larger force, and then of the one you want to play, and then you can, you know, and if you wanted to, you could paint them as traitor and rebel. Anyway, it's a different thing. Traitor and loyalist. So you've got Duke Gastil of Brion, and he's a Duke, so shows his points. He's got his special rules, so Grail Vow, Immune to Psychology, Magical Attack, Stubborn. Always benefit from the Blessing of the Lady, do not have to pray. Cannot refuse a challenge. Maybe roll failed wound rolls when using a lance on the Joust virtue. And you've got, I like the fact they've got names as well, it's cool. 6 Knights of the Realm. It says they've got the Errantry banner, have +1 to their strength during a turn which they charge. They also get Impetuous. So you've got a unit of Impetuous Knights, but +1 strength, which is great. And then you've got another set of Knights. These guys have got the classic War Banner, +1 combat result. I love the War Banner. That's like my staple. I like this. Calade Le Boeuf, which is beef. I wonder what if these have got... yeah, I wonder if they've got special, if there's some little things in here with the French. I don't know. My French isn't that good, as you can probably tell. So 3 Pegasus Knights, and it says they've got, you know, Ironshod Hooves, it counts barding, Blessing the Lady, counter charge, disperse, first charge, fly, furious charge, lance formation, skirmishes, swift stride. So one of the things in Old World is the formations, like open order is really good. And if you've got open order, you kind of get all the benefits of close order, but you also get more maneuverability. So they're really, really strong. Not that I don't think they've got it, but anyway, it's just me talking. Then you've got the Billman, which is your 18 men at arms. again, close order, which is your normal ranked up. They've got shield wall special rule. You know, and a lot of these special rules are in the main rules, and then any army special rules are here. So again, another unit of men at arms, a unit of archers. It says burning braziers. They got flaming attacks, defensive stakes. They're placed in combat, remain during the game as they move. The stakes are lost and removed when they move, and basically they have to physically cross the stakes, and so they become disordered, which basically means you lose like charging bonuses. So you don't get your plus initiative, you won't get your damage, and cavalry or chariot has to also take dangerous terrain, so that's quite strong. I actually think that's really good. Obviously they're not very good in combat, but the point is that you're kind of like damned if you charge them, so if you set them up well, it'd be really good. You've got some army special rules. So this is that blessed triptych thing. So a unit that goes a ground monk gains stubborn. So I think that's a one use you can effectively just fall back in good order automatically, or maybe even it's a give ground. Then you've got the finest war horses. So reroll dice, that's a natural one. You've got the blessing rule. This is all covered in the article. You know, lance formation, the knight's vow. Don't have to take panic tests when peasants run away. Peasantry, and when they're within 6 inches of one of these units, I think they can use their leadership. And their standards don't count as trophies because the Brets don't care. And then got the lance formation. So the rules for the lance: so you take the arc from the second rank, and these models here can fight. And when you charge, you count your front as if you're in base contact. So it's almost like if you're in a line, basically. But you're narrower than what you would be because your bases overlap. And I think you still get a rank bonus as soon as you get to the number of models that you would normally need, but I think they get +1 anyway. And it talks about if you get charged, you have to rank. So if you get charged in the side, or you'd have to do this, and then you become fairly shit because you lose. You're in marching column basically as soon as you've done this. It blunts the lance is what they call it. So yeah, and there's lots of rules on it, and it talks about casualty removal. So the lance has got quite a few special rules. Obviously it's a new formation, so that enters so much of the movement phase. But that book has got what you need to play the models in the box. So again, great set of models. And in the Bret one, we've got, get rid of this. What a beast. So you've got, Pegasus Knights, 2 units of Knights, 2 units of Men at Arms, 1 unit of Bowmen, and the Lord on a Pegs. I mean, it's a great mix. It certainly looks more like a balanced force than the Tomb King one. I mean, the Tomb King was not bad, but that's really cool. I think the two against each other would be a good game, actually. So yeah, I think this will be highly sought after. So make sure, hopefully, you got your pre-orders in. Obviously it's pre-order day today. If you want to help us out, you can click through Element. Link in the description. They do discounts on GW products, and if you use my referral code, you get extra crystals, which is like credit you can use for future purchases. And like a lot of websites, those don't disappear, so it's not like you got a time limit on those. So they're really useful. Just adds up over time. But yeah, so if you want to help us out, you can do that. So this video was the Bretonian box. If you're excited about it, let me know in the comments what you think. If you've got an idea for a colour scheme, or if you think, an idea to expand on the army list, I think maybe that's, depends what's out at the time, what you can get your hands on. But obviously, like a unit of Ground Knights would be really good. A battle standard on Pegasus would probably be a decent shout. I'd maybe take a unit of Foot Knights, and then that's probably takes you up to a decent army for 2,000, I reckon. I think a unit of Ground Knights is about 300 points plus. So yeah, it'd probably get you pretty damn close. Obviously, a trebuchet might be a good investment as well, depending on what you're doing. So yeah, I really like this. I think it's a really nice balanced force, and I think that's probably to do with the muster, where you have to have peasants to have knights around. So like you kind of force yourself to take a balanced force. And I think maybe even if you've got old Bretonian armies, you probably don't have a lot of peasants, so it's a good box set for that. And you get the new hero, which is great, plus the rules and everything else. There's a transfer sheet. I'm sure it's inside that sealed pack, but I'm not going to unseal that. So yeah, there we go. Oh, there it is. There's a transfer sheet. I missed it. So you got fleur-de-lis, you've got all the axes, so that's quite useful if you want to do a quick job, you know, just getting the shields done, getting the heraldry done. You've got all the symbols on there to do the army really quickly, because all the shields are flat. So if you're not good at freehand, that's brilliant. You know, it's red and black, and red and black, I mean, you don't have to do in red and black. You could do in blue and yellow, you know, green and cream, purple and cream. I don't know. You don't really want to paint green because Brets don't like green. That's the colour of the peasant. But yeah, red and black is just such a classic scheme. That's the colour that we painted ours when I worked in the shop, because we didn't do the whole mixed heraldry thing. I think that's way better. So yeah, that's the Bret box. So hopefully you guys can get hold of one. If you want to hit more Old World content, please subscribe. We'll be doing deep dives on the rules. These videos are just going to be like product overviews. There's a lot of stuff coming out today on pre-order, so I just want to do as many videos as I can covering that. And the main video I'm going to do about the rules is going to be the things that are the big changes from last edition. I'm talking about the last official edition, which is 8th. And why you should play Old World, and that's going to be the main video out today. Then I'm going to drip feed rules in-depth videos, like a how to play, because I think it's really important to have those in a constructed way. But I want to make sure they're good quality and it covers everything you need to know. The book's too big for me to like just talk through it. I need to split it up, so it'll be a split up series. And then I'll do like an example army list and the army overviews for Bretonians and Tomb Kings, talking about the special rules and magic items and things like that. And there's also the magic lore video and the magic item video. All this will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So please bear with me while I get all this stuff recorded, edited and put out. There'll be a lot of content coming, and that's not even touching the other lists that are in the Ravaging Hordes or the Fighting Fantasy, and obviously they've said about PDFs coming. I don't know when they're going to come for the other armies, but they've mentioned it, so I'll cover those as well. So watch this space for lots of Old World content over the next couple of months. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.